Greetings, sentient beings. This broadcast is not intended for children. There will be strong language and adult themes. Although it's the holidays, so we'll try to keep the adult language down a little bit. Well,
No,
maybe for the first 2 minutes.
You get me up at 5 in the goddamn morning. I'm not going to talk nice, okay?
No, we won't. We're not going to keep it down. You're lying first. Don't you lie to the audience.
Brain nut coffee yet.
I'm sorry. Happy holidays.
So welcome everybody to the 2023 Christmas Marathon.
Woohoo!
So it is now officially Christmas Day in New Zealand. And we're going to keep this running until it goes all the way around the world. And it is the end of Christmas Day in American Samoa.
And that takes us 48 hours? Why does that take 48 hours?
Because we're literally chasing the sun.
Well, no. We're just sitting here. The sun we kind of go around the sun all by ourselves. We don't have to do nothing really. We just have to not
good morning, everybody.
From getting spun around so much.
You know what? If you want to know why it takes 48 hours, why don't you get in the stream with Almost a Doctor? He's doing a science AMA, so yeah, he'll explain it to you.
No, I'm serious. So we're starting at the international date line, and so right now the sun is rising there.
Well, the sun isn't rising; it's the stroke of midnight there.
Oh. Duh.
I don't know. All I heard was Dateline because I was sipping coffee and my brain went to that show. So,
yep. And let's see, in the side chat, I see we've got Mark Caesar and Brainless Steel. Atheist Carpenter. Oh, Atheist Carpenter is actually in New Zealand.
Can't confirm.
I told you we got people from New Zealand.
Yep, says that he shared the playlist, shared the crap out of the playlist. So thank you very much.
Yep.
You know, we want as many people to know about this as possible, so nobody's feeling left alone.
I gave it to this 20-year-old I met on TikTok.
And we've got Carrie Ann.
Oh my God, Jenny.
Carrie Ann and Skits Crasher.
I'm just kidding. No, I'm not kidding. I really did give it, but there's no intentions of anything here.
And Southern Sal. Yeah, Jenny, I know you would absolutely love to give it to a 20-year-old, but
well, love to on one end and laughable on the other. 50 years age difference is kind of a lot to get past.
Yeah.
Well, everybody make sure that you check the playlist because it has changed a little bit. Brainless Steel, I will be on that slot that Slim was originally on today, and then Slim's doing the slot tomorrow. But you are welcome to come on my stream. Just remind me and I'll send you a link.
Yeah.
Just keep your camera on off when it happens.
But everybody,
yes, please. We don't want to see it.
Everybody should just mark this playlist, and if it happens that there wind up being any more last-minute changes, they'll be on there. So this playlist will always tell you who's going to be on at any given hour.
Yeah. Oh, there's Chaos too.
Hi, Chaos.
Yeah, hi, Chaos. Haven't seen you around in a while.
Lovely to see you, and also Skits. Hello.
Yep, and Native Atheist.
Well, I've got some plans for my gardening channel later, and in the middle of the night when I do my own first live stream on this actual channel of Mage Grey Wolf, I'm kind of winging it. I do have a few plans. I guess I haven't put anything together.
Yep.
Yeah, I luckily got Christmas Day off because the section I work in at the hospital is the OR, and they are officially closed for anything except for, whatever comes through the ER. Mm-hmm. So I don't have to go to work Christmas Day. So I'm excited about that.
That's good.
They make all the other new people, the newer, like per diem people, they all have to work. I'm the only one that doesn't have to work.
Yeah, I'm going to be gone about half the day today.
Wait a minute. You've got a show to run.
Yeah, well,
The show must go on.
I've
It
got
will go
everything
on.
scheduled, but also Sloth Girl can no longer drive. So I have to take her and go pick up her son and take them to her daughter's, which is going to be at least a few hours driving around. And the weather forecast is for heavy rain today. And something that I don't think I've ever seen before, it actually says 100% chance of precipitation.
Oh, I've
They
seen that
usually only
before.
say like 90 or 95% to give themselves a little leeway, but this
Well,
one they're certain of.
That just means that it's for sure raining from where you are to where I am.
Well, that's because we got.
Ben.
Yeah.
You're getting our weather purple, but it just turned into snow.
No,
Is it snow or rain?
Well,
rain
ours
here.
should be snow, but it's coming as rain because we're having close to record high temperatures.
Well,
Yep.
I guarantee you, it's either they say it's going to hit 50, maybe 55 today. That is nowhere near a record in Milwaukee for Christmas Day.
Hello, Kentucky atheist.
I remember one Christmas where I was sitting on the beach on Bradford Beach at Lake Michigan because it was 75 degrees.
Yep. Well, according to the weathercast I'm looking at today, yeah, that's in the afternoon. It's going to be in the low 50s.
So, Carrion Chrysler said, "Drive very safe, Purple. Take your time. They all got this covered." Hell yeah, we do.
Yep.
Mark Caesar's asking for wetness. Aren't we all, Mark?
Mark, all my wetness is down there. Thanks.
I was actually pretty bummed that we don't have snow for Christmas, but you know, it is better that I'm only driving in the rain instead of snow and icy roads.
Getting more of that, Jenny? I need to pick
Jenny,
me
are
up.
you snorting your coffee again?
She crushes the grounds up, hits it.
Yep. It gets into your system faster that way.
Oh, yeah. How could
tube me.
I might need to do that.
Yeah, it made you sound like you're not quite awake yet.
I think I'm hallucinating. What is that purple thing?
That's what happens when you snort coffee.
There's a big purple triceratops in the next room. I'm scared.
I know this is early for all you guys, but I wake up every morning at 4:10 a.m. So this is not new for me.
Yeah,
see,
Jenny,
I'm usually just going to bed about now.
Jenny,
Right.
I told you before, there is not one single instance, not one single documented instance of a triceratops attacking a human.
Yeah, well, this one's purple.
Yeah, but they're herbivores. They don't go after things that are moving around. They just like salad bars.
Oh.
Take the triceratops to an all-you-can-eat salad bar. Everything will be fine.
Oh my goodness. Oh. Mark Caesar said, "Crush the no-dose tablets really well before you snort them." I think is what he's saying. Hey, there's Claire. What's up, Bear?
Yeah, I'm probably going to have to resort to some no-dose or a Red Bull to do the drive today.
Claire Bear.
Hi, Claire.
Rar, rar.
Jenny.
Well, that's the popular thing the kids are doing now. Rar. R-A-W-R. Rar, rar, rar.
What's that mean?
Well, it's growling.
I know, but why?
If a rabbit or something comes up on screen, everybody goes rar, 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 because rabbits are so dangerous. Scummer!
TV Tube me is out of coffee. This is a disaster.
Out of coffee. Call 911.
How could you be out of coffee on a holiday weekend? You're fired.
Weird. Yeah.
I've been out of coffee for like 45 years.
That's horrible. I can't live
No.
like that.
If you drank the coffee my dad used to make, you'd probably understand why I haven't gotten aversion to it.
Why
You're
was it the cheap
welcome.
shit?
You're absolutely welcome here. Organized. Yeah, let's all call you organized instead of chaos.
Hi, Jeff. How you doing, buddy? Atheist Carpenter said the only thing he needs to worry about a Triceratops is a Tricerabottom.
Yep. Okay, Brainless. You go take care of somebody in need. We'll be here. Just check the playlist when you get back to find out who's live.
Yep.
That's pretty good, Carpenter. I guess some competition here.
Oh, you're up for the test, Jenny. We're not worried.
No, that's my dad had been a cook in the army. And yeah, that's he was used to having to be very frugal growing up. He grew up in the Depression. So he had one of the old aluminum electric percolators. You know, that you put the coffee in the basket on top and it pumps the water up through it.
Yep.
Yeah, well, except that he only changed the grounds once a week. The other days he just put an extra spoonful of fresh grounds on top of the ones that were in there.
That's caffeine crime.
I went through a very broke period, and I did the exact same thing with my Mr. Coffee.
Yeah. Well, there were days that I lifted the lid up off of that, and there was mold growing in it.
Well,
that's too long. Just that the boiling water would kill anything in there anyway.
I would not make that bet myself, but go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm not drinking this shit.
So now you know why I don't drink coffee.
Yeah, I put all my old coffee grounds in the compost.
I have always really, really liked the look of. I'm just looking at Carrie Ann's mention. I've always really liked the look of those blue speckled, heavy metal camp type coffee things.
Yeah. The ceramic with the blue on the outside with little white dots all over it. Yeah.
So I bought a set because I really thought they were cute and everything, but I learned a valuable lesson. You don't really want to drink out of a metal cup. You really don't.
No, I have the metal camping cups and bowls and stuff that have that pattern on them, and they're really old. I got them from like a yard sale or something, so they're really cool. But yeah, you don't want to drink directly out of that coffee cup. It'll burn the shit out of your lip.
Yep.
Oh, hi, Dave. Yeah, you'll wind up melting your skin to the side of the cup if you're got
Greggy Weggy.
Look, I don't care what I have to do. I always have money for coffee.
Yep.
I'll go fuck an old lady if I have to. I will have coffee.
Claire says roses love the coffee grounds.
Could I come over?
Jenny, behave.
Jenny's gonna come over to your place with a 5-pound can of coffee now, Beck.
Well, 5 pounds of something anyway.
I figured you'd bring a 5-pound can and make him work it off.
I think maybe my girlfriend would be a little mad about that, so we're not doing that this year.
Why would you tell her? Gosh.
Thank you, Claire. Thank you, Claire. Coffee does equal life. Yes.
Brain almost coffee now.
Yeah, that's one problem we've got with these apartments. Is like everything, including the heat, is electric. So like when the power was out, I realized I couldn't even heat up a cup of water.
Yeah, see, that's not cool. That's not cool.
Yep, because the heat was out and I couldn't even make some hot tea.
Fuck. That's horrible. You should get accessories for vehicle. Like I have one of those for emergencies lunchbox oven, and it plugs right into your cigarette lighter on your car.
Well, the last power outage
I can make an
had,
entire meal.
Helped.
Oh, it didn't. The lighter was dead.
I didn't have a running vehicle then.
Oh, well.
Yeah,
That was before we bought the van.
Thank you, TV Tube. Really appreciate it. By the way, aren't you getting kind of rare now these days now?
Yeah, TV too. Yeah.
Shouldn't you change your name to Flat Screen?
Flat screen me.
This is how awake I am. I forgot that I can do this thing and highlight the comments. Well, I tried to go to sleep and it just didn't work. So I haven't slept. I'm still up from last night.
Oh, shit.
I laid here and I closed my eyes for a couple hours, but I never fell asleep.
I've only got about 2 hours of sleep myself.
No, I said goodnight to you guys and I went to bed.
I had 8.5 hours in perfectly comfortable conditions and only woke up 6 times.
Okay. Still, can you send me at least 2 or 3 of those hours?
Yes, I will put them in the DMs right away.
Yeah. Because, I got to make sure I'm in condition to drive this afternoon.
Yeah,
I think I might just lay back down for a little bit before I do streaming.
Yeah, I figure I'm going to have to take a nap after this for a couple hours to make sure I'm safe to drive.
Mark said, I invested in a generator for power outages about 7 years ago. Haven't had an outage since I bought it. Yeah, that's how it works. If you don't have it, you'll have the outage. If you have a generator, it'll never happen.
Well, and I could do things that would be, ways around the problem, except I'm in an apartment building. So it's a violation of my lease to store any kind of usable fuel.
Oh, God.
Well, I understand why they have the rule, but yeah, it means I can't have the camp stove propane tanks or anything here.
It's also because people are stupid enough to actually take something like a lawnmower and store it in their basement next to the water heater.
Yep. Like I say, I understand the reasoning for the rule, and it mostly comes out to, people are stupid. That they can't trust that everyone in the building would be smart enough to store it safely. And it only takes one person doing it wrong to set the whole building on fire.
Yep.
Hi, Southern Sal Sugar. Is that Sugar?
SHGH? I don't know.
Well, I think phonetically it would be Sugar. Yo, Sugar.
That's an idea. I wonder if they sell them.
Sugar? Yeah, you can get sugar.
No, it's an electric camper stove. So
I don't have a stove, but I have an electric coffee maker for the car. Takes forever.
Yep.
And it's 2 cups.
Well, I also have propane in the back of my house with a camp stove. So if I get desperate, I can have heat and food and coffee. I have Carrie Ann was talking about the campfire version of the percolator. I have a mini one of those that does 1 cup at a time. So yeah. So if there's an emergency, I will have fucking coffee. God damn it.
A handover?
Is that like a backhand?
Beck, you're my favorite audience.
Okay. Well,
it's because I get your jokes, Jenny.
You're sick.
Due to the time differences, Sal hasn't dropped into our streams for a while, but she has still been a consistent supporter. She's been sending us money on Patreon every month. So
nice.
Yeah, here we
are. Have a great cooking day and just pop in when you can.
Hot plate type wood electric stove for cooking, 1,500 watt countertop single burner with adjustable temperature and dual handles for RV home camp, compatible with all cookware upgrade needed version.
Well, if I knew we were going to have the power out for more than a few hours, I could always go to my storage and bring back my propane torch.
There you go. That works too.
I've done
would
that
you want?
before. I've heated up a can of soup on that for lunch sometimes.
Why would you want an electric when you could just get a Coleman stove for practically free through Craigslist?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Also,
like
you
I
can
say,
go
the
into
problem is they won't let me store the fuel in the building.
yeah.
Not even
right.
like a propane tank for, say, a soldering torch.
Or like camping.
Well, that's one I've been wondering if I might be able to get away with.
Well, that's what a Coleman stove runs on.
Yep.
Well, some
Yeah,
versions
it's
do.
the same propane tank. Yeah. I have been wondering if I couldn't get away with that if I just had my kit of plumbing tools here with the propane torch in it. If they could really object to that if it was tools that I'm using for a job.
I think it's the amount of propane that they have concern over. Like the little camping ones aren't so volatile.
Yeah.
But if you have full-sized canisters,
Yeah,
and,
like a
and
20
they leak,
pound tank.
and
I guarantee
Yeah,
it's nothing about the size or the type of fuel. It's based totally on the idiocy of people not to be able to cope with technology.
Yep.
And fire is pretty advanced for a lot of folks.
Yeah, they're
hey,
afraid
Jenny,
that
come down
somebody's
to
gonna have,
Christians.
they're afraid that somebody's going to have one in the closet and have something metal next to it that's going to puncture the tank and cause a spark.
Well, people do stupid shit like they don't close the nozzle right. I mean the valve all the way down. Shit happens.
Or they store
Yeah.
their lawnmower next to the hot water heater.
Oh, Greg, we're not talking about using the camping stoves indoors. We're talking about storing the fuel indoors in Purple's apartment that is not allowed to store anything like that.
Well, that would be the other problem is having to do it outdoors. And those camping stoves don't really put out a lot of heat. So if the ambient air temperature is like below freezing, it takes you a fuck of a long time to heat up a can of water on those.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm looking at I'm talking about the Coleman stove, the 2-burner thing.
Mm-hmm.
I made a little shroud. I used like heating duct type metal, and just it's a three-sided thing that you bend up and you put up on your stove because it has side covers, partial side covers, and you put this thing up and it doesn't care what temperature it is outside.
Yeah, because you're actually keeping the heat in the area by putting the top on it. Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I do have the one thing they permit. I do have a box of charcoal briquettes because they've got a couple of charcoal grills in the courtyard.
Oh, okay.
Well, I was going to say you're gonna charcoal grill in the house.
I mean, I wouldn't suggest it, but
people do that too, and people. God, Thanksgiving Day and deep fried turkeys.
Oh my God.
Yep. Yeah, every Thanksgiving it's kind of like having a pool of how many people are going to light the garage on fire.
It's a perfect proof of why flat Earth, anti-vax, and Trump exist.
Facts.
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't know that you actually charred the boards before putting the whiskey on them.
Yeah, that char is what gives them really good flavor.
Okay.
Ouch. I have a cat. Lay down, son. There we go.
Well, that's interesting, Mark.
Well, I know it is something I could really taste the difference of, a whiskey that's been aged in actual oak barrels as opposed to the cheaper whiskeys. They're just aged in like a stainless steel tank. You can definitely tell the difference.
Yeah, whiskey producers have to spend a lot of money to get the old wine barrels that are, where the wood has absorbed all the wine.
Yep.
And they use that to put the whiskey in to age it.
Hey, nerdy.
Like they'll spend like $500 per barrel, whatever. It's pretty expensive, actually.
Not me.
I'm quite surprised how many people are here for being so early.
Yeah, so am I.
I think half of them are still just up. They haven't gone to bed yet.
Well, for the UK people, it's almost lunchtime there.
Yeah.
Well, I set my alarm for 4 a.m. because I knew I'd need at least a half hour staring around like a drunken baby, not knowing where I am.
Yep. I did the same thing. I gave myself a full hour before the stream because I figured it would. If I fell asleep, I figured it was going to take me a while to come around and be thinking again.
Yeah.
$700 for an oak barrel. See?
Well, that's Australian money. It's like Monopoly.
Oh yeah, that's true. That doesn't really exist. So
It's not as bad as Canada, though. That's not nice.
I'm getting all kinds of kitty love over here. I've never been a big whiskey person.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Just I think mostly it's because my taste buds are so damn sensitive. It's a lot
I've
of
always liked whiskey.
a lot of strong liquor. I think it's because I'm a super taster. I'm not sure, but a lot of that strong liquor like really burns my mouth. It's painful for me. So
Okay, according to Google, 700 Australian is worth about 476 US dollars.
oh, so yeah,
500 for a US is about right.
yeah, okay.
I'm gonna mean to try some Tullamore Dew.
Tullamore Dew?
It's Irish whiskey.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really good.
Yeah, here's good.
Yeah.
How many Irishmen does it take for a barrel?
To make a barrel?
No, to make Irish whiskey, you brew the whiskey pretty much as normal for any whiskey. If you're over there, peat is very common to use for the smoky flavor, but then you pour it down an expired Irish person's gullet, and you let it age for about a month.
Yummy.
And there's alcohol in it, so it's it's aseptic. And then you serve it.
Yep, Claire, you go get yourself another nap before it's your time.
You just don't want to see. You just don't want your guests to see where the dispenser is on an Irish person.
I was joking around with Kyle about intelligent design last night, and I said, yeah, if there was really a god and we were intelligently designed, our poop hole would not be next to our sex organs. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Where would you put it? If you got your choice to put it anywhere you want, where would you put it?
I just think you could move them a little farther apart. That's all.
Maybe they could build a wall, a skin wall.
I don't know about that, but the tank could be longer,
I'm fine with the ass and the front part, but just not have the front part also function in for pee. Just have it all come out back.
But then I also said, but it's okay for some people, so maybe it's not so horrible.
Well, if you want to take the positional format or a part of the question, I would not do this further away thing. That's just such major surgery for such a small gain. I just put it up in your belly button.
That would be more appropriate. Over the years, I've had a couple of guys convinced that I actually had a clit in the back of my throat. So
I would think that men would really like that because they could then poop with standing up.
See. Oh, you're talking about. Oh no, that's not what I was thinking. I was gonna say fuck my belly,
That's what I was thinking you meant.
Well, that's where the opening is. Yeah.
No, the Tullamore Dew has a cider cask finish, so they have like a cider version. Might be worth trying.
Yeah, I can't afford too much of the good stuff, so when I'm just going to be mixing it with ginger ale anyway, I just get the middle shelf Canadian blend. I like the Windsor Canadian for that.
I don't know. I'm not really a drinker, to be honest.
I
I-
like to, I like to have some every so often. Maybe on a Friday or on holidays like this, I'll have a glass.
Yeah. Huh.
I brought home a bottle of chocolate wine from the party last night from my aunt's place.
What's that like?
I like it. It's just chocolate wine, just what it says.
Aunt Jura's here. Aunt Jura's here.
Yep, Aunt Jura made a comment a moment ago.
Hi, Jura.
Sure.
Yep.
What do
Okay.
you what do you spice rum with?
I'm actually not sure what
Fuck if I
spices
know.
they use with
I
rum.
think cloves is one of them, but I don't really know. But nerdy, I have not heard of dark ginger before.
Nope.
That definitely sounds like something I'd like, but I've never seen it.
Well, if they just strain it with a clean equipment.
Cinnamon, peppercorn, and nutmeg is often used for rum.
Oh, that makes sense.
Okay.
I didn't think of the peppercorn. I was trying to think of what gave it the bite, but that makes sense. Fluffy kitty.
Kitty.
He's all curled up upside down in my lap, purring.
Yeah, I've got Sammy laying across my lap, so I'm balancing the keyboard on his back.
The normal position. That's good.
Okay, but when you were talking about filtering the whiskey through Irishman, they tried that and it didn't really work. In 1875, there was a fire at a whiskey factory in Dublin, and a couple of the vats collapsed and literally flooded the streets with whiskey.
Oh my God.
No one was killed in the fire.
But all the rats were drunk.
18 people died of alcohol poisoning from trying to drink the whiskey out of the street.
Oh my God.
Well, would you just lay down with your head near the curb?
Yeah, but
let it flow right in.
1875, this means that the whiskey was mixed with the horse crap in the streets. And they were drinking it.
Yeah, they sterilized with the alcohol. That'll be fine.
No. Jasper. Hey, Jasper.
Yeah. When I was at the party, my uncle gave me a stocking with Molly's name on it. And one of my aunts gave me a package of bully sticks for her. And she
nice.
devoured one
she's
immediately.
Got some good chews.
Yeah.
Chew. It's more like a snack. She doesn't take very long to chew on it, does she, Mage?
She went through this one fast. I was surprised at how she usually takes almost an hour to chew through. Bullies like this one that she got was like just gone in like maybe 10 minutes. I was surprised.
Hey, watch the nails, son.
Chaos said spiced rum can contain various things from cinnamon to allspice to orange.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I've heard of the pineapple rum, and I'd like to try that.
I've had pineapple
I
rum.
can't have the regular rum because I'm allergic to sugarcane.
Also have the pineapple and coconut rum. And mix them together.
Hey, Jasper.
I got Jasper trained. I got an exclamation mark after my name.
Well, I said hi to everybody. So, yeah. Boston had a flood of molasses. And part of that was a problem because with the viscosity of molasses, some people actually did get trapped in it. That they couldn't walk out of it. And when they fell over, they wound up, basically being smothered in it because they couldn't get up.
Oh my God, that's crazy. That's like a giant fucking ant trap for humans.
Yep.
Basically.
There was
Yeah, I remember reading about that one. I don't remember what year it was.
I forget which show it was, Father Brown or something, one of those British crime dramas. That was the plot that they had, and somebody fell in and drowned in their own vat of wine.
Jesus.
Somebody
Sure,
fly
it's
over to
happened.
Australia and smack Mark.
Yes. You have been smacked, sir. It sounded like kind of like a Shakespeare thing for a second there. Oh, sweet death.
Well, you know that's the whole thing about pirates drinking rum was because in the Caribbean rum was very cheap because it was a byproduct of them refining the sugarcane into molasses.
Oh, no shit. Huh.
And
Well, I'll be
grog
gosh
is
darned. I didn't know that.
and grog is just water with rum mixed in.
You said, I'm sorry, say it again, Mage.
Grog is water with rum mixed in.
Oh, watered down rum.
Yeah, basically. There's two reasons for that. I mean, one, so you stretch your rum out, and two, you can actually helps to make the water safe to drink.
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say because it cleans the water, right?
Well, that was the whole thing with the Manischewitz wine. The stuff is almost as thick as syrup because you're not supposed to drink it that way. You're supposed to put like one shot of the wine, into like a gallon of water to purify the water for the whole family for dinner.
Oh, I don't know. We just drank wine at dinner because we were Italian. I don't know.
I used the Trump theory. I used bleach.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, just inject it. It's good. It's good
Yeah.
Actually, I do use bleach to purify the water, but I use just a single drop of bleach when I'm refilling the water tank.
Yeah, per gallon, one drop per gallon.
Yeah, you only need something like 3 parts per million.
It's amazing that that's all it takes to disinfect a gallon of water. That's some powerful damn stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I actually I've got one of the bottles from my eye drops that I keep refilling with bleach.
I accidentally
just so I can control a single drop.
When I was a kid, I accidentally drank some bleach, and my poop was white for 3 days.
Oh my God, Jenny!
I'm sure I
didn't drink too much of it.
That might have been from something else.
Mark, I think you mean Everclear.
Yep. Sounds like it.
Yeah, the Everclear is pretty strong stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ass kicking. See, why don't they put coloring into whiskey? Wouldn't it be nice in a nice cobalt blue or maybe even sky blue?
They do have some liquors that are that color, but they just put dye in them. They're normally like a vodka base.
Yeah, well, they usually use like vodka because they want a clear liquor to start with.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I know things, Mark. My dad was an alcoholic.
Yep. Well, that's how I got used to the whiskey so early, was that my dad drank so much that we were siphoning stuff off of his whiskey in baby food jars. And we could take like 2 or 3 baby food jars a week, and he never noticed it missing. It didn't take us long to refill one of his empty bottles that way.
My parents never in my entire life had hard liquor in the house. They were beer people.
Was that just a personal preference, or was it a religious thing?
Oh, no, I'm sure it was just personal preference. My parents were not religious in that way. It wasn't until I was like a senior in high school where they started experimenting with tainted vinegar. I mean wine.
Yeah, our neighbor one time put some stale Fruit Loops in his bird feeder, and we wound up with Technicolor bird poop all over our car.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Well, that would
Yeah,
be lovely.
My favorite is actually the Kraken and Black Label rum. It's pretty good, and it's not as harsh as the regular stuff that they usually sell.
Ow.
Well, Mark, as a matter of fact, I usually am.
I'm not touching that one. Go ahead, Jenny.
No, I just had a revelation of don't put your thumb on the burning cigarette.
Oh yeah. Yep. No, bad
Yeah.
idea.
It's going to be a nice little blister.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I guess.
I don't know, Mark. I think that depends on the woman. Not all of them like it licked hard.
I accomplished a great task over the last few days.
Oh,
Do tell.
Yeah, I didn't work on it too hard. That's why it took a few days. I have this habit about recycling. I know that plastic bottles and plastic things are not actually recycled. They're just buried, and we pretend that it's recycled. So I always feel guilty about it, about using it. So I always save my water bottles and reuse them again and again and again and again. I try to get a year out of each one.
yep.
Except sometimes that gets away from you, and your recycling bin is full, but you didn't really pay attention, and then so you don't know it. So and then when you do, you just say, well, I'll just get another bin, and save them in that, and then so you do that, and then you do it again, and then so you got like 3 of them.
Your house is going to get taken over by your recycling, isn't it?
Well, not until you realize this and decide, well, I better wash all these things because they're going to get pretty rank if I don't. It's been years, And so I washed every piece of recycling that I had. Now I can either recycle it or use it for dishes.
There you go. I used to buy those, the pre-made single meals, and it has the plastic dish that's microwave safe.
Mm-hmm.
And I would save it and use it a few times, and then when it got burnt or whatever, or started melting, I'd throw it out.
It's the plastic, like the milk jugs, the gallon milk jugs, the plastic.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the safer ones to reuse.
That's number 2.
Yep.
What's number 1?
I am.
Number 1 is usually the plastic tubs, like what you get the margarine in.
Oh.
Polyethylene, I believe that. And then number 2 is it polypropylene?
Yeah, I think number 2 is polypropylene. I think that's right.
But yeah, the water bottle ones tend to not be too good to reuse.
And then
they break down.
And like models use a version of polystyrene, which of course is styrofoam.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if you treat it different, then it can turn into like hard plastic for modeling, cars and whatever kits that people build.
Yeah, I remember finding a thing with taking plastic bottle caps because they're the type of plastic they use, and then people melt them down and made them into like a cutting board and stuff. I was thinking about doing that myself.
Yep.
Make them into a what?
Cutting board.
Oh.
Well, some of the plastic does get recycled, but yeah, I think it's actually less than half of what we use. But some of it doesn't actually get recycled because they can't make food grade plastic out of it again. But some of it gets reprocessed into a harder plastic that they use for things like decking lumber.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, that new decking lumber that's half mostly plastic or whatever.
Yeah, just
and
keep
it's
it
like
out
infused with wood chips or whatever. That stuff.
Keep it out. Just keep it out of ultraviolet.
If you mix it with a little bit with charcoal, it helps with keeping the sun from destroying it.
Yeah.
I was actually looking into
the
that myself.
ultraviolet can degrade it.
Yeah, I was actually looking into making raised beds out of plastic and trying to find some way of keeping the sun from destroying it.
Well, actually, now you can get the Krylon fusion paint that will actually adhere to the plastic.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
I was actually
you
looking
paint
into
it,
that.
that would protect it from the UV.
Yeah, I was actually looking into something like that as a possibility.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be great to have. If you mix the paint the right color, you could have stealth bedroom toys.
Or you
Oh,
can have
that's where
dark
that went.
bedroom toys.
I had no idea it was in there.
I camoed it. I couldn't find it. I'm wearing camo pants. I can't see my legs right now. Ah.
I love those square clear plastic bottles. They're just so sexy.
Yep. Now, I think that those are a different grade from the milk jugs because they're a stiffer plastic.
No, it's just thicker.
Okay. Hey, Demon.
And all those recycling numbers, those were invented and refined by a couple of women in Wisconsin who decided they didn't like all these milk jugs going to waste, and they figured out the whole scheme of plastic and numbering and recycling and all that. Just a couple of old moms in Wisconsin.
I didn't know who had come up with that. Dirt makes good toothpaste. Who believes me?
Well, I'm sure the coarseness of it would scrub your teeth well, but then you would have dirt in your
you'd
mouth.
have it the abrasive bit. Yeah.
I always liked working in my garden when I had my car shop. Your hands get greasy, but then you go dig in the garden and all the oily stuff disappears in the dirt.
Yeah, but then you have all the oil stuff in your dirt that you're trying to grow shit in.
It's a microscopic volume compared to the dirt, and it's what's on your hands. It's what's smeared into your fingerprints. It's a very small amount. Although I must say, one day I did feel like a V8, so I drank one.
I thought you were going to say, so you turned your motor on and roared.
Rawr, rawr.
Jenny, your motor's always on. Oh, shit. Avoid clay, says Carrie. No, clay is for your
days
skin.
we're not sure Jenny's running on all cylinders.
Just depends on, never mind.
Huh?
And then they come and frack your property.
Frack me.
They did a bunch of fracking in West Virginia where I grew up, and man, that land is just torn up to shit. That place is ruined out there. It was so clean and pristine and all natural. And
I hate fracking because all the sand that they use for that, not all, but the vast majority of sand that they use for that comes from where I am living. Because the sand under this particular geologic formation is unlike anything in the world. It's the little bits of it are almost perfectly round, and so they slips through it very easily. But they're making our hills go away. I mean, Well, I've lived up here, which is like 6-7 years now, 8. There was this hill that was all the hills around here are the same height, about 700 feet. And it was, oh God, it took you maybe 2-3 minutes at 55 miles an hour to drive past it. So that's a good sized chunk of land that goes up that high.
Yeah.
And they made it completely disappear.
wow.
It just doesn't exist. And I really don't approve of them fucking up the topography like that. That's just wrong.
Yeah, one of the things they did out there was they built a bunch of I guess some kind of transfer stations for, the fracking, and they just bought up some property and just stuck it. So there's industrial shit out in the middle of the fucking country now.
Yeah. And it's hard to
beautiful.
it's hard to say, no frac sand allowed kind of thing, but because there's a lot of farmers who have been on the edge of surviving for decades, and they can mine it from their own yard, their own property if they want, and they make a very good piece of change for it, and it keeps their economy going as families.
I wasn't aware of them doing any fracking in Minnesota, but I know in the Dakotas they've done a fair bit of it.
Yeah, it makes the hills in West Virginia look like they're bleeding because of the red clay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that other mining technique that I hate is I forget the official name, where they cut the top of the hill off, cut the top of the mountain off, make it a flat mountain.
Yeah.
I don't know. The only thing I can think of right now is strip mining. They tried to do that to my mom's property a long time ago, and she refused.
I think that they OSHA cracked down on that. Too many people were getting scrapes and stuff on their skin.
I'm sure it had to be something more than that.
Oh my God, I just got it, Jenny.
Thank you.
Spooks. What's
sometimes bombs are on a quick fuse, and sometimes they're on a time delay,
Yep. Have you seen the size of the dump trucks they use in those operations?
I almost got a job driving a fracking truck, delivering sand.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, oh, it pays $90,000 a year, and we have brand new trucks. And then I found out the reason they have brand new trucks is because in the last 2 weeks they had lost 3 trucks over the mountains, and one of the truck driver died. So I declined the position.
Yeah, that's a good reason to decline.
Yeah, because the roads are all clay shit out there, and so you lose traction, just slide right off the fucking road.
Some of the very first examples of those gigantic trucks. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm thinking something else. No, never mind.
You're thinking of the rock quarries.
Hey, Spooky.
The crane that they use to fill those trucks does it in one scoop, and those were built by Harness Shager in Milwaukee. See those things coming off the line and being shipped out. It's like, holy fuck, it's 2 houses on a truck.
I know, right?
It's amazing. Aren't the drivers like 20, 30 feet up in that cab of that thing?
Yeah. Well, that's why
I want to say it's around 20 feet.
That's why I was meaning it's like those trucks. It's like one wheel was bigger than my entire car.
Yeah. I actually used to know, I can't remember where the hell she worked at now, one of the places I live. There was a woman that worked in the rock quarry, and she drove those big ass fucking dump trucks, and she was the only female at the time that was driving them. But she kicked ass with it. Hey, Orla,
baby, she's my knife honey, my knife honey. Stabby.
I didn't know they did a bunch of mining in Australia.
Yeah, well, and in Australia, the mining is much more removed from the cities, so they've got to truck the stuff a lot further to get to the coast to put on the ships.
I heard Australia's long-term plan was to dig out the entire center of the country that is the outback, and fill it up with water and make it an inland ocean, and that kind of thing. Because Pacific has so much water, they could just drain some off.
Yep. Hey, Commander.
Hey, 401, what's up?
And Mark says one tire for those trucks could cost $100,000. I would certainly believe it, because if they're only making them in rather limited quantities, the factory is really going to charge them to gear up for that.
The tire on the backside, the back axle of a farm tractor, the average size, not these gigantic ones, but the average size farm tractor, something that you're used to seeing in the 60s, those tires are over $1,000 a piece.
Yeah, well, but it also depends on whether, because a lot of the heavier vehicles, there's no air in the tires. They're just solid fucking rubber, which is why they cost so much.
I didn't realize that, but I suppose
Yeah.
it makes sense. You couldn't put enough air pressure in those to hold the weight.
Yeah, no, there's just too much weight. So they actually, yeah, a lot of them are solid rubber.
Well, that's
No.
not true on a farm tractor.
No.
But it's at least they last 20 years, you know.
Yep. Sorry you're having trouble with your car, Commander.
Facts.
Mm-mm. Anybody know any Australian men in Minnesota?
Australians living in Minnesota? I don't think they're allowed. Well, we have standards. They'd let Mark in though. Mark is different, so
yeah. Well,
I'd vouch for him.
Oh, yeah. So 401, Commander 401 is trying to get the original Shills people together. As some of us know, because we were in the original Shills show, and trying to get like some of the old group together that's no longer on, and do their own version of it.
Yep.
Oh, is the show down?
No, it's just that they don't have any of us on anymore. We're just like, it's like 3 or 4 people, and that's it every day. Like all the rest of us are just gone. They slowly just
it's being
bringing
done
us on
as like a funny news show, but usually it's just Dick and Dunk.
Yep. Dick and Dunk.
Well,
Dunk and Dick.
I generally ignored the shows because our dear friend would never let me on. So
Dick gets kind of obsessive about background noise. So
yeah, well, do you hear any background noise?
I haven't heard a thing.
I don't, but that's what I mean. That
he's full of shit. Yes, there were issues from time to time, but he makes it sound like it's every minute of every broadcast, and that's just bullshit.
Well, that's what I mean. He gets obsessed with it, so that even if it only happens once in a while, he focuses on that. But that's kind of his autism focus, is on getting his sound quality exactly right.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I'm not picking on him for it. I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying that's where his autism, really focuses in, where you can really see that.
I picked up a McConnell bruise on my hand.
A who?
A McConnell bruise?
McConnell bruise. Remember when Mitch McConnell hands were completely dark they looked like they were about to fall off from rotting?
Oh.
That's because when you're on warfarin, you get a bruise and it becomes this dark red thing that lasts for much longer than a regular bruise, because there's actually a volume of blood in it. It's not just staining. The blood has to be reabsorbed.
Yeah, I know how warfarin does that to people.
And so this one's about a size of a dime, but it's right on the top of my hand, and you look so old when you have them. But my hands are beautiful. Don't do that to me.
I've got a weird spot on my ankle that's only about the size of a dime, but it got frostbit like 20 years ago, and the skin has never come back normal since.
No, it doesn't. You end up reacting to cold way earlier than you used to.
Just because I had a hole in my boot and that one little spot got frostbite.
Oh, good.
That's weird. I was going to ask you how it happened, Perps. But yeah, that's weird.
Oh, no, that's 2. Oh, gosh. I got 2 McConnell dots.
Oh, no.
Does this mean I'm going to turn into a turtle?
Actually, Mark, on Jenny, I would believe a mechano bruise. Probably something like a carburetor.
Right.
Mechanical? You mean like that kids' toy set, like European Rector set?
Yep.
I learned an interesting little piece of trivia. Y'all remember Lincoln Logs from when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Who
From when I
invented
was a
them?
kid, I've got a bag of them I can see right here.
Who invented them?
It wasn't
Abraham
Lincoln.
Lincoln, of course. That's why they got the name.
It was Frank Lloyd Wright's son who designed them out of spite, because his father was a very, very picky person and not very nice, they say. And he would not let his son take full part in the architectural business and the building business that he had going. And so he was pissed at his dad, and so he made these because they were so retro. Basically, you're building a log cabin, and he thought it was an insult to his father, and it turned out to be one of the best toys ever.
Yeah, they're good toys. I remember playing with them when I was little.
Oh, I loved them. I thought they were so cool.
Oh, and if you get 8 more spots, you get one free.
Yeah. In the 60s and 70s, Lego actually made a line called Modulex that they made specifically to sell to architects to make scale models. And the pieces were actually proportioned to be the scale model size for the common building materials. So they had sticks that were actually the right proportion to be 2x4s.
Hmm.
Cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, they were trying to make that a big deal to architects at the time, but they never got really big.
Oh, Carrie, it was a real song. It wasn't a joke.
I know. That's what I was about to say.
Oh, please put a link up for that. I want to see it.
Yeah, we need to see that shit. If it's fucked up MAGA, we want to see it. Magaville channel. Mayor of Magaville. Oh my god. Good morning, Godless Granny.
So who
Lovely
did
to
it?
see you.
Is it by like oh, what's her name? The one who thinks Laura Trump, the one who thinks she's a singer.
I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, it was a big thing for a while that she cut an album, did a cover of somebody's tune, and people really tore her apart, like she was completely tone deaf and stuff like that. Her voice, actually, she can carry a tune, and it's not a horrible voice, but she's certainly not a star that I'd waste money on.
Kind of like Brie Larson.
So not as bad as Yoko Ono.
Oh God. The only thing worse than Yoko Ono is Yoko Ono.
No.
No, the only thing worse than Yoko Ono singing was Yoko Ono.
Now I heard a track of Yoko Ono's album, and all I could think of was he must have really loved her so much that he never actually heard her voice.
Carrie Ann doesn't have a wrench.
Purple.
How
Somebody
could you
give
do
Carrie
that?
Ann a wrench.
Oh, God Almighty!
No, I didn't realize that. That bag.
Boy, your employee evaluation is really going to be marked down this time around. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Okay, I screwed up. Take it out of my pay.
No. We just do your review in front of the entire factory, so we embarrass the hell out of you.
Wait a minute, Purple. You get pay? What the fuck?
Yeah. Shh.
Well, yeah. Since it's my channel, I get exactly 3 times what Jenny gets.
Oh, so 0 times 3. Check.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where are my glasses? Oh, there they are. Oh, see, now I miss the weather.
Well, slap that link in there, lady, because we want to see MAGA hell. Oh, nice, Granny. Good deal.
Yeah.
I hope you guys have a great early Christmas day.
Yeah.
Well, in my family, it was always the tradition that we had the
Aw,
big party on Christmas Eve. What, Jenny?
I kind of miss not getting a Christmas present.
Yeah. I do too.
Thank you, Carrie. I have it loaded up for later.
I've told you a story my last Christmas, didn't I? It was I came out to my parents in October, and they started getting the hate to build up. That took at least January before they tried to get rid of me. And for that Christmas, I was already wearing clothes that weren't boy clothes. For Christmas, they bought me a 3-piece, wide size corduroy suit. It was fairly stylish, but it's not like something I would ever wear.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey,
How are you, my friend?
I'm good. Just sort of pop in and say hello for a little while before I get set up for. So obviously I'm taking over from the stream, aren't I? So
Yep.
You
Yeah,
said
Orla's
that.
got a point. Next year, you should sign up for the Secret Santa.
Yeah.
I think
Thank-
Lone Wanderer, I think, usually starts organizing that.
And thank you, by the way.
yeah, I've never got involved with the whole lone secret. It's just because I know generally I don't have enough money to buy people like any more presents or whatever. So I don't think it's sort of fair to put my wish list up if I'm not buying stuff for people.
Yeah, that's the same. I didn't sign up for it because still trying to
Yeah,
scrape
I've told-
money together
I've
from
told-
my
I've
van,
told-
so I
I've
couldn't
told
spend
lot-
anything.
Yeah.
Oh no,
I've
Granny!
told that, but
Granny, it was just too macho of a cut. There's not a chance I would do that. So I just traded the whole thing in for cash and bought a dress.
Well, at least you got something useful from it.
And then I told my parents I did it just so they understood. Maybe they didn't. Very interesting.
Pants for a skirt, make it a skirted suit. There you go.
Back. Naughty.
What? What are you talking about? I didn't do anything.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Well, it's actually not that hard to do. You just split both of the inside seams on the legs of the pants, and you probably need to sew a gusset in between them because there, might not be enough material there for the skirt to flare out.
Oh, for a jean skirt? Yep, that's what you got to do.
Turn a pair of pants into a skirt.
You basically have to make a denim triangle to fit in between the legs. We made lots of those in the day.
Yep, I've seen it done. I've never tried to make one myself, but I was thinking of it.
Yeah, so keep that in mind, you young people who think boomers are so horrible. Your denim skirts were invented by us.
Well, and what gets me is this whole thing of, like the threadbare jeans and that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, they're paying like, $50 for these things. And
after cloth is gone.
The jeans that I threw away.
No, don't. You got it all wrong. They always did They did everything first. Nothing existed before they existed. So you didn't invent the denim jeans.
What they didn't realize is on the denim jeans. Oh, I forgot. No, never mind.
Hey, Ma. I'm not entirely sure. Was Orla alive to start with, or has she been some kind of undead creature the whole time I've known her?
I always thought she was undead. That's why I like her so much.
Well, I think technically she was a demon in a human skin, but I'm not quite sure where that falls.
And it's Maya who never answered my email about being a sidekick for her on her show this weekend. So she's another one that doesn't like me. I have to take her off my good girl list.
Yep, hers is on at 8:30 tonight.
9:30 Eastern.
Yeah, well, we don't worry about that. I mean,
I do.
Well, I do. I'm kind of disappointed. I've only got 18 hours of programming this weekend.
well, okay. Aside from Mage and about 3 other people, do you really want to let people in Florida know when it's on?
Mm. Where did my shark go? Oh, there she is.
Oh, you have blowhard?
No, my shark.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant that you got one of the IKEA sharks because they were, became such a trans icon.
Well, no, but the shark, the one I do have is blue, and,
Yep.
and it is a shark.
Yep. When you were doing that, making the sound with it, now I know. Because last time you were on, it was biting your phone.
Dun, 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 dun. People, if you track me down on TikTok, you can see videos I've made.
Yeah, I know. I saw.
Okay.
Maya, we are awake because Purple forced us to get up to be on the stream with her at 5 a.m. to start the marathon. That's why we're awake.
And I am awake because I have not gotten to sleep yet.
Beck, that stupid shark video has like 400 views.
I know.
And I know I'm awake because it's halfway through the day for me.
And it's the only video I have that gets people to actually write back and say cool video and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've got this other video that is just some of my most outstanding photographic work I've ever done, and people don't even mention it. It's like, come on, you guys.
That's how YouTube works.
Yeah, they're only interested in the stupid toy.
Yeah, kind of. I put all this work into a video, getting all the sciencey stuff in there, and the thing that takes off is me reviewing bat shit.
Which again helps to explain flat Earth and Trump.
Flat Earth still a thing?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Well, actually, it turns out that according to YouTube, my most watched video is my channel intro. But
Though I think
because YouTube had a weird hiccup one day and told me that 3,000 people had watched that video in a single day.
Jeez.
Though I think
it's like there's no way that happened because it had taken like 2 years, to get the first 100 views on it.
Yeah. So I think my video on Okra has actually surpassed the batshit video.
I think that one I did recently on about modern day debate that got like 3,000 views, but it was over like 2 or 3 days. And then it seems to sort of plateau around 3,500. I think it might be up to 4,000 views now, but
I'm not that concerned because things have already largely exceeded my expectations. When I started my YouTube channel, I just thought it'd be really cool if I could get 100 views on one video. To think that 100 people bothered to spend the 5 or 10 minutes to listen to what I had to say.
No kidding.
I see. This is the thing. Like that with that video I had that did well recently. It's like a lot of people watched it. I don't think many of them had listened to what the fuck I was actually saying.
Hi, Liam. And Philip.
Hey, Philip.
No.
Yeah. Okay, Spooky. Jeff loves modern day debate. Fact.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and
I love. In fact, I love him so much that I love him so much that I nominated him for one of the Coty Awards. So yeah.
Yeah.
For my segment for this when I get into some of the history on Christmas trees, you can blame Jeff if I get it wrong because he helped me out with getting the information together.
If you
Oh.
gave me the information I gave you, then you've got the right information, and people can sulk all they want if they say it's wrong because it's not.
Well, we've kind of been arguing over where the
Yeah.
Christmas tree came from, and to me it seems more like the arguments come down to like defining a chair.
I mean, you know, I'm going on like what we can actually document and so on. Yeah.
Well, no, it's more of an idea of what you
It's,
consider a Christmas tree, because apparently if they're still outside and have the roots attached, you're not considering those Christmas trees.
No, you can actually get Christmas trees with the roots still attached.
I mean, I was going to say that guy, Kiwi Hellenist Peter Gainsford is really does some really well researched stuff, but he's quite often poking holes in a lot of the whole pagan Christmas claims and stuff, which a lot of them are just complete nonsense. And I mean, I really like the guy, but damn, Seth Andrews several years ago did a whole episode around Christmas on this, and he got absolutely everything wrong. And people tried to tell him he got it wrong, and he doesn't seem to listen.
I love those kind of people.
Yeah. Well, no, I know most of the neo-pagan stuff is only about 60 years old.
Yeah.
Interesting enough, I actually went on to Wikipedia, and they pretty much agreed with what the guy said there in the video you sent me.
Yeah.
Well, that's because he's the guy who wrote the Wikipedia article.
No. No, I think because did I send you one of Tim O'Neill's things? I think, didn't I?
I think it might have been.
Yeah. Tim sometimes does use Peter Gainsford as a reference, but Peter Gainsford is, very, it does research his stuff quite well.
Well, I do believe in not waking up before noon. I've always considered good morning to be an oxymoron. That if I am out of bed, while it can still legitimately be called morning, the day has little hope for turning out well.
Well, it was still dark out when I got up. Does that actually count as morning?
No, it doesn't. It's still dark here. Morning starts at sunrise.
Oh, you're a bunch of pussies.
My day starts whenever the fuck I get up.
Wait a minute. How am I a pussy for staying up all through the night when all the creepy things are out?
Because you should celebrate morning just because you're up at that hour. Morning gets to be is like the most rejected time of day.
Morning.
Would you imagine growing up as morning when it would feel like to be rejected by everybody every day?
Well, it's well deserved.
Well, how do you think it feels to be after midnight when everybody sleeps through it and ignores you?
Really?
Early mornings would be like the best time of the day if it didn't involve like getting up and going to work.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. As long as it doesn't involve getting out of bed.
Well, people nowadays just want everything handed to them on a platter. These kids.
Yeah, Carrie, we've been having such high temperatures that the last of our snow was gone a couple of days ago.
We still have snow in our shaded areas, like under trees and stuff and bushes.
The weather's on. They were just showing the record high temperatures. This place has never had a high temperature like we did in Milwaukee that one year. For those who weren't here then, Milwaukee had a Christmas day that was 75 degrees.
Do you know what year that was about?
Sometime in my adult life.
Okay, us.
Before or after 2000?
Before. Absolutely before. Or
yeah,
maybe
Purple.
not.
I used to be on that same stay up till 4 a.m., sleep till noon schedule.
Yeah.
So when I started this job, I had to change like my entire schedule because I have to get up at 4 a.m. now. So it was a little rough for the first week.
Yeah,
I
I've
can-
had a couple of jobs that had me do that, and it
Getting-
never worked out well for me.
Getting up in the morning for school, I could never adapt to it.
Yep.
Getting up. Let's go.
You're
I'm
asking
Now-
sorry.
Look at the snow through the window and don't go outside.
Well, what surprised me several times is that if they wanted me for work in the morning, like anytime before 10 a.m., I would go in there in what I considered zombie mode. That is basically running on automatic with no real thought process going.
So basically, how I was when I came in here.
Yeah, but I can't believe how many of my supervisors commented on what a good job I had. And I like, you must have pretty low expectations because I've never been working at half my capacity if I was awake.
You know what
And
I
welcome,
really hate?
Chaos.
Hey up.
Hey,
Yeah.
how you doing?
How
Hey,
are you?
Chaos.
I'm
Nice to see
doing
ya.
all right. I've been ill, so I'm playing catch up on unit work, but I'm all right now.
Ah,
Yeah. Though I have recently started E.
Really? Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes, not
What? I was
not
going to
been
say,
doing
what ecstasy?
not that
Well,
one.
in a way, it is.
Yes,
It's
it's not
certainly
been long enough.
euphoria.
It's not been long in for. It's not been long enough for it to kick in yet. But
Oh yeah. It takes months and months and months.
yeah. It took mine about a year to really show any noticeable effects.
Well, that's because you're so old.
Yes. Yeah. The younger you are, the faster and better it'll work.
yeah, I've been told to expect effect between 3 days and 3 weeks.
3 days. The only thing you'll feel in 3 days is you might have some sore nipples, but you're not going to actually feel or see any effects. You may start crying after maybe 2 months or so. Again, everybody varies.
Well, that is true.
But
that,
you should end up feeling like I'll say it euphoric, but it's a very tempered down delight and be feeling pleased with yourself and your decisions and stuff.
Yeah.
It's really miraculous, and I hope
And
it just goes so well for you. Doorknob head.
more
Oh my god.
self-confident.
Doorknob.
Doorknob
I have
had said
missed you
sore
so
nipples
much.
is my stripper name.
Ah, Doorknob head. Now there's a blast from the past I haven't seen for all.
Doorknob, we've really missed you. I'm glad to see you. Merry Christmas to you.
Well, that is one thing that I did have a more noticeable effect of. That my nipples have been hard constantly for the last 2 years. They haven't gone down.
Well, you can get nipple covers. They look like a nipple, and they go over your nipples.
I don't care. They help with the illusion for me. I mean, my breasts have not grown that big, and
Yep,
my face still has some issues. So
the point is, you don't have to get chafed and painful.
who said they were painful?
A lot of people do.
Oh, no, mine haven't been.
You know what was really
Since my breasts haven't really grown that much, I haven't needed to wear a bra, so they're poking through my shirts.
what was really fun for me is now, please remember post-surgery, right? So things are numb, things are sensitive, nerves are growing back. And I got hit in the chest with a box, and the corner of the box hit right on the edge of my right nipple.
Ooh.
Did not feel good.
Ooh.
Did not.
Hitting the tit.
Nope, just in the nipple. I don't have those anymore.
No, well, technically, yeah. Well, okay. I guess you're right.
Yeah. Why did they throw them away when they could have sent them to me?
I tried to get them to Purple. They said the shipping was too expensive. They didn't want to pay for it.
Well, you got all that dry ice and stuff.
Yeah. That's funny you say that because I randomly get human tissue at work through FedEx.
Yeah,
I
it's
have
hard.
to, like,
It's hard to tell the styrofoam boxes for that as this from the styrofoam boxes for Omaha steaks.
well, these say human tissue on the outside, so it's kind of a, there's a clue there.
Yeah, well, Charmin is human tissue too. So
No. So there's a new girl at work, and she said, "Oh my God, did you see the dead body?" And I was like, "Yeah, because the morgue is right across from our supply area, so we see a random sheet covered body go by, And I said, "Yeah, you'll see those about once a week at least." And then I handed her something, and I was like, "Here, hold this." And she held it for a second. I said, "Okay, now give it back." And I took it back from her, and she looked at me funny. I said, "You just held human skin." And she was like, "Ooh, God." It was hilarious. I freaked her out.
Did it come from a golfer?
Huh?
I was just wondering if it was foreskin.
Oh, no,
God,
golfing.
Purple.
It was way too big to be a piece of foreskin.
And that is the sort of joke I'd expect out of Kate. Purple, I really, not from you.
Mine were always as bad as Kate's.
Yeah, they get along pretty well with that.
Kate tries really hard, but she only hits a home run once in a while. It's Sloth Girl who's dangerous.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I will say yes. Kate has got nothing on Sloth Girl.
Yeah. No, nobody does. Nobody does.
I'll tell her you said that. She needs those kind of boosts. And for anyone who didn't hear, Sloth Girl's last doctor appointment came back with some encouraging news that the new drug they're on is at least working to halt the progress of the cancer.
Wait a minute.
We know it's not going to be reversible, but at least it is not growing or spreading anymore.
I don't mean to change the subject very much. We can certainly go back to it. Doorknob Head, is that what you do for a living? You're a coder? I've never heard you mention your career before. So I'm like, what? Really?
That's what my dad did.
Yeah, no, I actually did not know what Doorknob Head did for a job either.
Well, I'm just disappointed to find out that Doorknob Head is a lot smarter than I am.
No, not necessarily smarter, just a different skill set.
I was going to say that's all relative.
Yeah, Doorknob Head probably could not rebuild the car engine.
Oh, 401's backstage, Perps.
Oh, sorry.
Commander.
I was trying to get my meds together, so I wasn't watching the screen too well.
I did not hear the ding. It's odd.
Yeah, I didn't hear it either. So how's the Penguin Patrol going?
Oh, it's going all right. Probably going to be working on an intro today. I don't have everyone's avatar, but I'm going to do my best. And hopefully we can get some of the old style shows going. I have to add Beck to one of the people who can stream on my channel. Slim's already on there. And I'm probably going to give permission to a few other people.
Woohoo!
Oh, how is Slim? I've spoken to him for a while.
Slim's doing good.
Yeah, he'll be hosting a stream tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, I'll try to. Do you know, when I had him on for an interview, I swear, a couple of weeks ago, YouTube just removed that interview I did with him.
Oh,
on the basis of putting out medical misinformation, and I'm like, what? Where?
Probably.
And then of course
he said about piercing.
Possibly, but I don't know, but I don't remember anything about this. Of course, I went to, YouTube being YouTube, I went to appeal it, just to say what the hell, but within like 20 seconds, the appeal has been, basically the You know, we've
Yeah.
we've reviewed it. I'm like, you haven't reviewed jack shit.
Yeah, you just got the bot response.
Yeah.
I've had the same thing from YouTube. My channel got deleted twice before I uploaded my first video. And, you know, I kept trying to find out why, and they kept sending me the same kind of form letters of, you know, we've reviewed your claim and all this stuff. And it's like, yeah, no, it's very clear that no human being has ever read a single thing I've sent to you.
That's one thing I got to give TikTok for. Then they are on moderation. They're definitely biased against LBGT folks and stuff. But when they act on a report or something from one of these, you know, dangerous people, they do it awful quick and will ban somebody from the whole service quite quickly if they're threatening. One of the biggest things we have in trans discussions that go on there is all these haters, these ignorant Republican types who can't tell the butthole from their nose. Come in, and the macho guys are always, well, if I see somebody come out of the bathroom when my daughter's in there and they look like a man in a dress, they'll be sorry or they'll never walk again, or, you know, all these really childish, threatening things. And so you write down and say, geez, you're really a child, and then you report them. and poof, they disappear.
My question on that would be, okay, what's safer? You waiting outside at the door of the bathroom or waiting outside the door of the stall?
And the thing is, I don't think they understand, right? If someone looks like a woman, right, and you make them go into a man's restroom, that's more disruptive and puts that person at risk, and vice versa. If someone looks like a man and they make them go into the women's restroom.
I'm telling you, if I go into a men's restroom, I mean, there's going to be 5 guys who can't pee at the urinal.
Yes. Well,
there's going to be a backup in here.
By the way,
that when I was raising kids, you know, because I was presenting male then, and guys got so weird when I just brought a 6-year-old girl in. But I mean, what else was I going to do? She's 6 years old. I'm not going to let her out of my sight in a public place.
Hell no.
Exactly.
I know people that used to do that. Like guys would do that, and they would just cover the kid's eyes, walk them into the, in case there was any, like, you know, dick shots.
Oh yeah,
I do. Into the stall,
I had seen that a number of times too, about, you know, fathers who would just throw their coat over the kid's head.
I want to read out a response to something I posted a couple of days ago, right? And it says response to me, the state of it. Tell me, are you a he/him because you look like a girl, or are you a confused woman or a confused woman? And I'm like,
I don't even understand, Jeff, because you do not look female at all.
Not even a little bit.
I think Noodle made the best sort of response to it. Seriously looks at a guy who will do 3 pints of lager while commiserating over Southampton football and then fanboy in the American Civil War and thinks, I can't tell your gender. You know, it's like, I've also said now, as I've been officially transvestigated now, am I actually allowed to attend the transgender meetings now, or
yes.
No?
Okay.
Yes,
we can get you a guest pass. I think we slide it probably.
I'm allowed to attend. I just don't have voting rights yet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
and you have to pay for the pizza.
Well, and yeah, Noodle says I have to bring beer. So
yeah.
Well, yeah, if you show up with pizza and no beer, there's going to be angry women there.
Yeah.
Just a reminder for those who want the whole bathroom thing. That means they want this person in the woman's bathroom.
Yes.
Yes, yep, I know so many trans dudes who are like built.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, you know, at this point, the way the beard's going and all, nobody would think that Beck was.
Oh, I'm totally stealth at work. No one
Yeah.
I work with has any fucking idea. And this is how I know for sure that they have no idea. One of the guys said something about not understanding trans people, and everybody was standing there and nobody even flinched. So I know nobody knows for sure. That just happened a couple days ago. So yeah, I don't.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. So, if they
Yeah.
were going to force you to go into the women's room because that's on your birth certificate.
Mm-hmm. You know what's funny, Purple, is before I even started transitioning, when I walked in the women's room, old ladies would say, do you know where you are? This is the ladies' room. And I'm like, oh, so you think I'm illiterate? And there's
Yeah.
even a picture on the door.
That's one of the funny stupidities of the haters. Another one, I should say, around these bathroom things. They'll say, well, what if we need to have a law against these men coming in to a bathroom and harming women? Because what if they, if we let trans women in there, what if they dress up and say they're a woman? It's like, okay, that's also insulting to what it takes to transition. But also, there's just a sign out there that says men or women. Is that going to stop anybody?
Oh, I heard this horrible story. It was a school that started allowing people to use whatever bathroom they like, and boys would go into the girls' bathroom, stand there, and then walk out. Or sometimes even worse, they'd go in, use the bathroom, and then leave.
Oh my God! They used a bathroom in a bathroom and then
left. And then left.
Oh, how dare they!
If you mix that male and female urine, you're going to have an explosion. Just don't do it.
Yeah, I know they have to reinforce regular toilets just in case anyway.
Oh yeah, people are so stupid. I've taken the aggressive account on TikTok now. I do not sit there and wait for these people to say stupid things. People put up banners to get discussion going, like trans men are men, something like that. I'm starting to put some together. I haven't done it yet, but I'm still deciding the exact wording. But it's going to say something basically: trans people are not the problem. You are the problem.
Yes, exactly.
Something I think actually does kind of help with the whole trans issue is actually One Piece, the live action series. One of the major characters in that is played by a trans person.
I'm sorry, what was it that what?
One Piece
on Netflix. The live
It
action
was a
series.
very popular anime that they've made a live action show from.
The live action series. One of the major characters is played by a trans person.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not in.
I'm not gonna say which one. So I'm gonna see if anyone can guess.
There's one of the characters on what's that fucking show? Station 19? Is that the one that's like in Seattle and Grey's Anatomy, Dovetails and stuff like that? There's a trans guy on that.
Huh.
And what's interesting is that the character plays a trans guy. He is a trans guy, and they make trans guy jokes. And they're very, very tasteful and they're hilarious. They're generally always about the same thing, about somebody making some sexist comment, about a trans person or a gay person, and everybody looks at the guy and snickers and and this kind of stuff.
I'm going to drop out because I'm going to get set up for going live in a minute. So
yep. I was just going to put your link in the side chat here. That in 20 minutes we're going to turn this all over to Jeff on his channel.
Yeah.
Well, Jeff, let us know if you need panel people.
Yeah, I'm sure I probably will. I'm sure people will pop in, but I've only got basic StreamYards though, so I might have to rotate people in if we get more.
Well, Godless, our Godless Scummer said that I'm going to be the sidekick, but I'm scared to be in a room alone with him. So somebody come on, join in with us.
Okay. Well, I will be.
Jeff
I
is
will
cool.
I probably will have to
Well,
walk Molly and stuff.
well, now that
during that time, but
now we've established that nobody knows what gender I am. Yeah, you should be scared, Jen. Yeah.
See, people not
Oh
knowing
my
what
God.
gender I am actually presents a bit of a puzzle for bathrooms sometimes, because it's
I'll
like
see you later.
when we went to like
Later.
Hey, Jeff.
Texas, it was like, okay, so I'm in Texas, I've got to work out which bathroom to use, because someone might point a gun at me if I go in the women's, and I'm like clocked. But if I go in the men's and I'm not clocked, that equally presents a problem.
Right.
And so it was really funny actually, because the decision ended up coming down to I asked Stephen Woodford, because we happened to be nipping to the loo at the same time. And I went in the men's initially just in case, and then I got some really funny looks. And as I was walking out the bathroom, the guy who was about to walk in did a double take and checked the sign.
Yep.
Well, Minnesota is definitely one of the more progressive states. So I've gotten some sour looks from guys as I go in and out. But in my experience so far, none of the women care in the least. I'll be in the woman's room and, just standing there washing my hands next to 2 or 3 other women, and none of them pay any attention to me at all.
Chaos, how tall are you?
Good.
I'm about 5'10" in the morning.
Oh, so you're like 175, 180, something like that?
Did you say 5'10" in the morning? Are you going to get shorter in the evening?
You always do.
Yeah, you actually can. Yeah.
Well, I know technically you do, but it's generally not, not a measurable amount.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
You can measure a half inch to an inch difference.
Yeah.
Especially when you get old and the discs really collapse well.
With
Kyle.
my scoliosis, I can actually lose about 2 inches.
Hey, Native Atheist,
And the
one of the
penguins
greatest.
just go in the suit.
Native Atheist, one of the most glorious time I've ever had was when I was in an airplane and I got to take a crap when we were over Oklahoma. It was just very satisfying.
I'm going to taste you.
Yeah, I have found that is not an effective opening line.
I don't know. It's kind of nice.
Well, I mean, it's honest, but it generally doesn't get a good response from the women.
I got to figure out a way to get this. Oh, okay. All right. I'm going to have to step out for a little bit. Here's what's going on. I may not have had any kind of relations or a date or anything since '79, but I still get men who pounce on me, but they don't read my profile page that says things like "no men," "none," period, "no men," and they still hit on me. And some of them are very, very nice and aren't like hitting on you because you're trans. They're hitting on you because they think you're attractive. And don't know. But if you read the profile page, you'll know. So anyways, this guy came up with a really original opening line, and I thought it was just delightful. So I'm going to go capture that and bring it in. You guys got to see it. I'll misquote it if I try, and the wording's important on it. So I'll be back in just a bit.
Okay.
I'm gonna send it to you. The chat for Mid America. Would you prefer that or?
Yeah, the Mid America is fine wherever.
Okay, I'll be back in a bit.
Brainless, if that last message there you had up, Purple. Brainless said, I think the problem is mainly men. Women seem to have. No, I disagree, because I used to walk in to bathrooms and I used to get shit from a lot of women. Anybody over like 60 years old would go off on me. And I And this is back when I identified as a lesbian and had boobs, and I would stick my chest out and go, "Not big enough for you," or like a variety of comments. The illiterate one, yeah, you could think I'm illiterate, but there is a picture on the door. One has a dress, one doesn't. It's pretty blatant. But no, I've been bitched out by a lot of fucking women in like grocery stores and shit. So not fun.
Yeah, I think my age has something to do with it too. Because they kind of have the stereotype that it's just younger women.
Yeah.
So, a woman over 50, they don't pay in much attention to.
Yep.
Do 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 do. Can you hear me?
Yeah, hold on, Jenny. I'll go and click it through.
I haven't sent it yet. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, here it comes. I did a screen dump because it's only like a 3-box conversation.
I agree with you, Brainless. Older people are more likely to be a bigot. Yep, it's true. Because they're so old fashioned and old school, and they have no fucking idea what's going on outside of their bridge game.
I like it when the young people start ranking on the boomers and stuff like that, and they're all so old and they're fuddy-duddies and they don't even know what the internet is, and then I knock on their door and remember I'm a boomer. I'm 70. I'm like twice your age. Oh well, not you. Okay. You go back to using that computer that we invented.
Yeah, exactly. That's like I was telling Jenny, I was telling somebody the other day, I have the kids that are like, I don't know, whatever generations are after mine. And they're like, well, I grew up in the best generation because we have computers. I'm like, bitch, we made that shit. So shut up.
Okay, here's the thing Jenny was sharing.
It's just a real good opening line. Opening lines are really hard for men to do. I understand that.
You in that cute face.
No, wait a minute. Wait, whoa, stop. Put it up on screen.
Bring it up, yeah.
That's why I sent it to you.
Sorry. I keep forgetting they add that extra button. I've got to go.
Want me to do it?
I just had to go back and there.
God, I love that purple. It's so pretty. Okay,
What's
so
it
if it's too small, I will read it. It's Sean O'Neill. He's, like I said, he's just a really nice guy. He's actually kind of nice looking. I don't know how old he is. I'm guessing mid to 30s to mid 40s. Okay. And he writes me. It's interesting because we've knocked around on Twitter back and forth for like 6 months, and all of a sudden he writes this letter, and it says, "You and that cutie face, hide it before you cause some wreckage." Now that's a cute line, isn't it? I think it is.
It is.
And so I said to him, I said, "That's about the sweetest, most fun, good word I've ever received. Thank you." And then he responds back again, which I didn't expect. "And spontaneous and sincere too. So wrap your arms around it and press your boobs into it too." One of those hugs that just dissolves you into a soft, sweet smelling woman flesh.
That kind of hug.
Yeah. No, I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because it's just so innocent and sweet.
Yeah, that it did sound sweet, and that one wasn't cringy or offensive as a lot of them tend to be.
But he really needs to read my profile page if he wants to continue this kind of banter.
Native Atheist must have missed the Sloth Girl update. Do you want to do that again, Purple, for the people that just came in?
Yeah, the Sloth Girl was at the doctor on Tuesday, and the X-rays show that while it's not reducing the cancer, this drug she started on about a month ago has stopped it from growing or spreading. So it's at least halted its progress for now.
which is buying her a lot more time, which is
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, and that's the doctor told us in the beginning that was an incurable cancer. So that's all we can hope for, is to buy some extra time.
That's right.
And there's always the chance, you know, you never know.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, look. I always refer back in terms of medical miracles. You know, Magic Johnson having come down with HIV at the peak of the ignorance of it, and how much it was being transmitted. And you know, he's still around 35 years later.
And I had
and he looks great.
My mom's sister was told that she had 6 months, and because of leukemia, and she wound up having another 15 years. So it is possible.
Yeah, my father was also told he only had about 6 months, and he lived another 22 years. And
Yes. I'm
through
sorry.
all that time, I always imagined that it was like God and the devil playing poker, and whoever lost was going to have to take him.
I think Magic Johnson will help to go a long way with getting rid of the stigma of it as well.
Doorknob, you definitely have a point that Magic has loads of money, but 35 years ago he didn't. Okay, he has a lot of pay from being a basketball player and stuff, but today he's a billionaire.
Well, he's pretty popular even back
Yeah,
then.
He's still popular. I think he's just a wonderful human being. He's very generous and, you know, gives to a lot of different causes and stuff, and people say that he's just a really super nice person in terms of business relationships and friendships and stuff. So,
but like I was saying, I think it also will help go a long way of getting rid of the stigma, because he was a very public face.
Yeah. Well, and you know, even people who got it in past, I think had a big effect on stigma. Like Rock Hudson. I mean, Rock Hudson was always this Mr. Manmanship in movies and stuff, and you know, Doris Day and Sandra Dee and Rock Hudson. Oh my, oh dreamy. Well, yeah, he's gay. Of course, he's dreamy.
and gay men are.
And he wears good clothes too.
Well-dressed man.
So that's, I've always, you know, that, well, I don't think anybody in the community would disagree that that's one of the best things that we can do for our community, is to have people that are perceived in a very positive light, but people don't know that they're a community member or trans or whatever, and then the world finds out and they go, oh, I guess I have to like you people then, huh? You know,
that's what, like I said, that's what I was saying about the whole One Piece thing. It's a very popular show. People are gonna like the characters and all that. One of them's being played by a trans person. That's gonna go a long way with, or at least some way.
It has to be somebody that they have come to like and respect before they find out they're queer.
Hush up, you. And again, if there's anybody in chat that's not heard me do the sales pitch before, if you have Netflix, go and get the film Disclosure. And if you have any concern or caring for any trans people, which you know you might run into one or two around here.
Where?
Yeah, I know they're pretty secretive.
I don't think there's any been around my channel.
Watch the film. You will be shocked about the kind of treatment and history that we have in this country, and how amazing it is that we even survive to this day.
Yeah, it's true. What was the name of that again?
Disclosure.
Okay.
Oh, I
wasn't
also
the first operation like in the 1970s, early 1970s.
No, the Christine Jorgensen became the first claimed by the media to be the first person to have the surgery done in Denmark in 1952. But the reality is that there were many people who had it done before that. She was just the first one that the media caught their eye.
Yep.
The first attempted procedure in modern day, which is from like 1900 forward, was in oh God, real early. I forget which year, but like way early 1900s. If you saw the film, was it The English Girl? It's about that person in the first surgery and the life she went through and how she finally passed because they didn't know what they were doing and stuff, and so it took a toll on her.
Yeah.
But the earliest recorded attempt at bottom surgery or trans surgery was in ancient Rome. Okay,
Oh,
and
really?
it is documented. There was I forget the name because I didn't study it hard enough, but there was an emperor who insisted that his subjects call him lady, not lord, kind of thing, and over time had his whoever medical people with their rocks and
It was a little bit more advanced than that.
obsidian knives and things.
Yeah,
Uh,
but not
well,
really a knowledge of disinfecting things.
yeah, exactly.
Well,
And they had bottom surgery done, and it's recorded. People know it from history, but that information has only shown up in the last, I think it said like 5-10 years.
I
Yeah.
was not
Yeah.
aware of that.
With a little bit more information, we've reached a bunch of conclusions that the ancient Greeks started towards, including like transness and general relativity in physics and shit. Like,
Spill my coffee. Sorry.
They were smart. Now, if you want to go back even further in history, it doesn't discuss any kind of surgery, but in some of the cuneiform translations that have been done, they've found what they believe at this point is their earliest identified publication for other people, not just a single writing or a letter between two people. And it's all about trans people. And the person who wrote it was supposedly, I haven't seen evidence, but it's supposedly a trans person as well.
Okay,
Okay.
Nerdy's saying
Okay.
it was Michael Dillon in the 40s.
Oh, okay.
Michael Dillon in the 40s? What?
I think it's the first transgender operation.
I'm looking at some stuff that goes back even further.
Yeah,
Well,
I was going to say I've heard of it going back further.
I would not even
Max
try to guess the date
Hirschfeld.
for it.
Max Hirschfeld established the Institute on Homosexuality in Germany back in 1920, and that was their specialty, is working with trans people in the community at large. And that's where they did a lot of the original work, but the hard information on it was all lost because of that guy with the funny mustache had it all burned down.
Yeah, it was one of the first things they did when he was in office was they burned the whole research center.
In 1906, Carl, Martha in quotes, Barr attempted suicide by stepping in front of a streetcar in Berlin, and after an affair with a married woman had been discovered. Barr was found to be presenting as male despite papers identifying him as female.
There's also an account in local papers in the Milwaukee area, Milwaukee, Chicago, of a trans man who married a woman, a cis woman, and had a fairly decent career until she discovered. I don't know how the people can go through years of marriage and not discover, but it was different than when they had separate beds and stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
And then,
but anyways, they finally found out, and so they divorced, and the person's life kind of went downhill because of the celebrity that they picked up from the negative celebrity from being discovered.
and this one's dealing with intersex genitalia, but it was in 1907, and they had a surgical procedure to masculinize their genitals. It was done by Dr. Magnus Hirschfeld.
Yep.
I wonder if that's a lot of the. I remember watching something on plastic surgery and the history of it, and there was this one British doctor who was huge into prosthetics and pioneered plastic surgery, and then went on to pioneer treatment for gender dysphoria. Is that same guy?
Well, Max Hirschfeld was the only name in it. Max Hirschfeld was the person who is credited for actually coining the word transsexual.
No, that makes sense.
I've heard other people say it was even before that in the 1800s, but I haven't seen evidence.
Yeah,
But-
the orange snake is chaos.
Chaos.
Also-
Are you currently using they them?
She, they.
She they. Okay, thank you.
Chaos, could you explain to Grandma
Yeah,
here?
just
I
a
don't
second here.
Oh, oh shit! It's time.
Yeah, no, but Jeff said he's not quite ready yet, so we're going to run a couple minutes over until he comes back and tells us he's going.
All right.
Okay, then I
Excellent.
can ask. Chaos, I've always not understood when people use like she, her, she, they in your case, or he, they. Why isn't it she, her? What does the they do
So,
differently for you?
so she, they, for most people who use it, it's just to denote she, her, or they, them.
That's what I was
Oh, okay, I understand. So it's shorthand more than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
basically saying either one's okay, right?
Oh, well, thank you. Now I understand.
Yes, within my non-binary identity, both of those fit well enough. They'll do.
Okay, Purple.
Makes
Jeff's
sense.
going live now.
All right.
Yeah, I'm hearing his intro music. So
Excellent.
everybody's got the link to jump over there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I gotta go, but I gotta pee first.
Yeah, I know Beck posted it just a moment ago. So
Yeah.
I hope. Oh, he doesn't know about the code number, does he? Or when are you going over to his show?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and end this, and we'll head on over then.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's for Jenny for her mobile needs. Just
Yeah,
the
grab the
last
code.
number part.
Grab the
of
code
the
and
code.
send it to me. You know how to do that on Twitter. Blah blah blah. And I'm gonna go pee.
Okay. Okay. See you guys over there then.
Yep, Jeff,
Bye,
we're jumping over
everybody.
to yours now.
Bye.
Later.
Merry fucking Christmas.
All right. Well, I gotta go walk Molly and do all that stuff before do anything. So